he showed up for the start of the offseason program. And I'm not surprised by this. And people are like, oh, I thought he didn't work on Tuesdays. Well, he's the one who said he doesn't work on Tuesdays. And it's during the season when they're on a Sunday-to-Sunday schedule. He said it himself. This wasn't a report from an anonymous source. He said it himself in the quarterback series. He doesn't work on Tuesdays when they're on a Sunday-to-Sunday in-season schedule. But this is, to me, part of this awkward chess match that the Falcons and Cousins are now playing. He's under contract. He'd like to be released. They'd like to trade him. Devin McCourty and I spoke yesterday about this news that, a team that is interested may only want to pay $10 million, the same $10 million that Aaron Rodgers is willing to play for. I don't think that's a coincidence. Hey, Aaron's only going to play for 10. We're only paying 10. Falcons, you got to pay the rest. Cousins' only play is to be around and be present. And check every box and do everything. And, if I should get injured, you owe me the money. If my other Achilles tendon pops going through a routine offseason workout, you owe me the $27.5 million, and you're not going to be able to trade me. Maybe you should just cut me while you can. I think he would love to be cut. He's never going to do the shirtless driveway sit-ups. His agent's not going to be doing a next question press conference on the front lawn. He's just going to show up and be there. And the Falcons are trying to figure out what the hell to do. And he holds the ultimate leverage. He has the no-trade clause.
Yeah.
Unless he knows he's going to be a starter somewhere else, why leave the Falcons? I think his best play is to say, I kind of like it here. If I'm not going to be a starter anywhere else, why would I want to leave? I think that puts more pressure on the Falcons than anything else he could ever do.
I hear that. He might look at it and go, yeah, the team's pretty good. I like living here. Okay, they're paying me well. I'll take that chance rather than maybe going to some other team that he just goes, well, I don't see it. They're dysfunctional. They're rebuilding. I don't know how hungry he is to be the starter there. But I will say, again, even with this situation and just tying everything together, what we're talking about, what comes to my mind here is this is another guy hovering over the draft. It's another reason I would sit here and tell you why it doesn't make sense that these teams are going to trade back up into the first round to get one of these quarterbacks that they don't have a first-round grade on. Hey, there's still the Kirk Cousins option out there for Cleveland. Right, at least that would be the one team you look at. Maybe I don't think the Giants would go down that road here. But he is hovering over it. And, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens here. This doesn't feel like it's going to be a draft day trade type of thing, but a little bit more of a, hey, the draft is over. Let's see what we got at quarterback. We didn't get to address our need. We still got questions here. Let's call the Atlanta Falcons up and see what it might take to get Kirk Cousins. But as we've discussed, there ain't a ton of options out there that you just go, oh, that makes sense for Kirk Cousins to continue his career with success here. I don't necessarily see that out there.
I don't know that there's many options at this point.
Right.
The Steelers, if they don't draft a guy high, and if Aaron Rodgers eventually says, I'm not coming, because I think if you acquire Kirk Cousins, that closes the door on Rodgers. The Browns would be, I'd kind of written them off now that they have Kenny Pickett and Joe Flacco. But there's that Kevin Stefanski connection.
I know.
It goes back to their mutual time in Minnesota.
Right.
And if you could get him and only have to pay $10 million, as little as $10 million, and the Falcons are picking up the rest, that just stuns me that would even be in play. But the other side of it, too, is Kirk going to waive his no-trade clause if he has to go and compete with Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett? I mean, maybe he thinks at some point I can go win that job, but I think he was waiting for a spot where he knows he's going to be the starter. Right. And there's no spot out there like that unless it's Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is the one where it's most likely to be, as of next week, okay, it's Mason Rudolph or Skylar Thompson. Call the Falcons now. If the Steelers would even want him, because what the Steelers saw from Kirk Cousins last year, week one, I don't know, we want Kirk Cousins to be the quarterback
and who's their OC?
And my guess is Arthur Smith,
who's going to know people in Atlanta and know exactly. He's going to know people in Atlanta, and they're going to be like, Arthur, damn. I mean, if you were here week 4 last year, he was throwing noodle balls in practice. Like, ball was in the air for 74 seconds on a 10-yard in cut. So, he's going to know the truth, and that'll tell you something here as we go forward here a little bit.
There just might not be a spot. The best play, I wrote this last night, the best play, I think, at this point for the Falcons and Cousins is to wait, because somebody's going to get injured.
Yeah.
And because right now there's no leverage. The fact that there's even a suggestion that a team like the Vikings or Steelers would pay only $10 million to get the Cousins contract, you've got no leverage. You may have had leverage before free agency. Musical chairs game ended. There aren't many seats left. Where the seat may arise is out of emergency.
Right.
In September, October, maybe even in August, depending upon who gets injured when, and then it's going to be go get Kirk Cousins. It's exactly what the Vikings would have done when Kirk Cousins got injured in 2023. Right. If there's a Kirk Cousins out there, go get him.
Atlanta's not going to be desperate. They're not, right?
So let him be the backup. Let him be the backup.
Yeah.
He's going to show up.
Yes.
He's not going to be a problem.
Right.
Deal with it, and you may get if some other quarterback gets very unlucky, you may get very lucky.
Yeah, that's what I think it is. You sit back, you wait. And I mean Atlanta too, they're not going to be desperate. They've been prepared for this. They knew this was going to be a 2-year thing when they drafted Michael Penix and threw us that curveball a year ago. So they're not like, oh gosh. And I think in a lot of ways they could probably look at it like, yeah, okay, we've planned for this. Yeah, we'd love to trade him for a haul, but that might not happen. Either way, we got a rookie quarterback who might hold the ball too long, might take some sacks. We're kind of a good team. Do we really want to fall off planet Earth if Michael Penix Jr. does get hurt for a few weeks or whatever else? So, yeah, I don't think they're just going to move him for nothing there in Atlanta. It's going to have to be the right way. And, yeah, I think you're kind of right. It looks right now it's going to be more of somebody else's doom will be, Kirk Cousins' way to get out of town and get in a spot that he can play and start at.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.